If I thought you were a scam artist, how sweet would that be? I'm definitely feeling those warm fuzzes for the first time, but trust me, I'm not the innocent little bunny you think I am. I've danced at more parties than I can count, and now I'm a furious reader of modern literature, ready to blow. So here I am, bracing for an emotional hurricane. Are we really that casual about it? We're chasing candy like kids, but we can never quite catch those sweet moments. Hearing and seeing, what's the big deal? Just don't interrupt me mid-sentence. If you're still hanging around, spill the beans. Why does it feel like we're burning under a Christmas tree? One day, John visited Issa's place to see her home, a once dreamy mansion now resembling a mouse's den. He knocked on the door, greeted by a grandma-type nanny, probably because visitors are as rare as a unicorn here. She cheerfully let John in, and he felt like he'd stumbled into a time warp, with Issa's soft-spoken calls echoing in his brain. The nanny had been caring for Issa's family for years, which had John as excited as a kid in a candy store. He rushed forward to learn more about Issa, but bless the old lady's heart, she was too forgetful to recall much. Just as he was about to head downstairs, a warm wave hit him, like Issa was feeling it too. Was this telepathy or what? At that moment, they were crossing time and space, destiny weaving them together, but John was lost in that fleeting tenderness. Just when things were getting sweet, Grandma popped in like an uninvited guest, and John's emotions were on a roller coaster ride. Back home, John hurriedly scribbled his feelings in a letter, and Issa swooped in like a hawk to snatch it from the mailman. She had been eagerly anticipating it, and the letter even included a photo of a sparkling Christmas tree, an absolute scene not to be missed. I promise, my dear Scotty, get ready to be wed once I finish this letter. Issa silently shed tears, then they exchanged photos. A sunlit afternoon never tasted so sweet. Issa adorned her golden curls with bright flowers and called in the best photographer John Snap to pick two to include in his letter. But guess what? The maid accidentally dropped the letter, so Issa missed John's photo while still having to date the Count, the drummer. Issa kept submitting her poems to the Count's newspaper and was dying to know his thoughts on her latest piece. But instead of a compliment, he gave her a polite brush off, obviously just looking for a wedding ring. Issa felt crushed and decided to stop writing poetry. Can't I express my feelings at all? When John learned, he hurried to console her not to give up. Someone will appreciate her someday. Even if they couldn't reach each other now, Issa's poetry had already crossed the bounds of time and space, touching John's heartstrings. Issa, suffering worsening headaches, went out of town for treatment, but her sister insisted on going with her. She bravely told her sister about her correspondence with John and asked her to reply, for her sisters are practically mind readers, right? After giving instructions, Issa set off, but unfortunately, John crashed in a bike race. Meanwhile, Issa's carriage suddenly jolted to. What a coincidence. John was physically fine, just a touch of a arrhythmia, but heck, waking up was another story. Meanwhile, Issa arrived at the clinic, and while waiting, she bumped into a colonel. Feeling like they were old pals meeting up for, though it was their first encounter, they both felt a sense of deja vu. Truly magical, right? Colonel didn't want to miss this chance. Engineered a meet-cute to invite Issa to tea. Even though Issa didn't verbally agree, when the colonel gestured, she couldn't help but nod. Life's all about the vibes. They ended up at a super romantic cafe, and maybe fate was finally taking a break for them. Issa wrote all about her encounter with Colonel in her letter, and they totally admired each other. This guy wasn't just charming, he was also a brainiac. The Colonel was always by Issa's side, even enthusiastically listening to her poetry talk about a poetic boyfriend. What's interesting is that Issa could see John and the Colonel. Like this was all a clever setup. Fate really has a sense of humor. On the lake, love's whirlpool quickly spread between them. But good times don't last long. The Colonel soon got orders to deploy, and during those fiery days, countless friendships were stretched across distances. At this moment, John felt something off. He jolted awake from his slumber and opened his secret compartment to find it stuffed with letters. He savoured Issa's gentle words, happy she met the Colonel, but his mood dropped upon hearing he'd go to war. He hurriedly checked the war records. Colonel to die on July 3rd, Helsinki. Quick calculation, Issa's side hits the 3rd in 2 days. Jean must act fast to stop it from the colonel. Upon arriving at the post office, he found it surrounded by flames. If the letter wasn't sent, Issa would get terrible news. John was heartbroken. He rushed into the blaze without a second thought, delivering that letter right before being consumed by flames. Now it was all on Issa. Meanwhile, poor Issa was blissfully unaware of the looming disaster. She was busy saying goodbye to the colonel at the station. Just as the colonel was about to board the train, he turned back. It was a cliffhanger moment. The train started rolling, and the colonel had to go, stepping into the golden rays, leaving Issa behind, standing still with time and tears. Back home, Issa felt a wave of unease. Was this all really happening?